Okay, so the stock ticker we're looking at is HLBZ. This one was up over 95% at the end of the day. It actually held up pretty well until the end of the day, but it was on news about a partnership between them and Fox Networks Group to broadcast Series B championship. So that really pushed that stock up. I'm not sure how much it will hold, but let's take a look at their chart. So if you see here, around between 8 and 9 a.m., they got the news and the stock shot up from $8 and change to $14 and change. And then by market open, it was almost $18 per share. We did see a little bit of a sell-off when the market opened, but barely. And that's expected. Normally that happens right at market open if something's really pumping up in the pre-market. All right, so if you look over here, you'll see there was a little bit of selling off, yep, and then the next candle selling, and then the next candle, some buying. But as you can see, there's kind of like a downtrend with the selling here. And then people started to buy. So it starts to turn around, and that's an indication that it's going to start turning. And so as you see here, started to turn, and the selling became even lower, even less selling volume than usual or than before. So that's a very good indication right there that it's going to go up, because it's only halfway, not even halfway up to the candle before it. And then it started to take off, and it went all the way up to, I believe, almost $25. And then it's around lunchtime, it started to kind of sell off just a little bit and trade sideways in the $20 to $22 range. By the end of the day, I would say around 3 p.m., it kind of just started to sell off a little bit more, and then it traded sideways for most of the aftermarket. So I'm not really sure what this one's going to do. The volume was really low in the aftermarket, as you can see here, which could be an indication that it's going to pop up again on Monday or Tuesday, just because there's not a lot of heavy selling volume. And generally, people are not really buying on Friday afternoons because they don't want to hold over the weekend. So the next stock we're going to look at is CRVS, and this was one of the top movers. Actually, I think it was the top volume mover of the day. So if you look here, you can see that CRVS was pumping early pre-market, started to gain about 40% is when I decided to post it on my Instagram, around $3.19. And then it just kept flying up there. By market open, it was over $4 a share. And then we had a little bit of selling off right here like we normally would see. And then people just started buying it. And it was consistently bought all day long. Hardly any selling. Let's take a look at why they were pumping up. So if you look here, they were up 135% on the day by market close. And if you take a look at the news, you can see here that they were trading on abnormally high volume. The stock might be trading higher following favorable data results by AstraZeneca PLC. So this is affiliated with another company's news. And I think, honestly, the biggest reason why it surged as much as it did was because of all the pumping that was happening with this one on Twitter. And Reddit as well. So, and that has a huge impact on the stock. The news sometimes doesn't even carry the stock on its own. But if anything is hyped up on Twitter or Reddit, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, it's going to pop up at least once in the day. So make sure you pay attention to all of the pumping. Anything you see that's a popular meme stock or any kind of popular hyped up stock is definitely going to see some of these runs. But as you can see here, I'm a little worried because it looks like every time it's been straight up, it's come straight back down. So I would kind of just keep an eye on this one. I'm probably not going to be trading it as much as I was on Friday, but I think that we do have some potential here for maybe another pop after a little bit of a sell-off come Monday or Tuesday. Again, it's not going to be super duper high on my watch list, but like I said, the volume was still pretty crazy in the aftermarket. I mean, in the millions, and that's not really normal, but right around 6 o'clock is when it started to kind of die off. And that's normal because people will go and have dinner and not be paying attention to the stock market. So don't be discouraged if you see a stock start to trail off around that time. Be more worried if you see one that has a crazy amount of selling. And like you can see right here at the end of the day, there was some selling, but not a crazy amount of volume. So we don't know what it's going to do. All right, so I want to take a look at Sensionics really quick. Now, this one is one that I'm holding long-term. I've talked about it in previous videos, and they had a little bit of a choppy day on Friday. And this is due to some recent news that they received, and people are still holding on, waiting out for this FDA approval that they still have not received yet. So let's take a look at their chart here. This is a 15-minute chart. Now you can see in the aftermarket, there was a big buy order. And if you look here at the daily one now, year to date, you can see that, at the beginning of the year, they were in the 80-cent range, which is way, way undervalued. And then it didn't take very long for them to shoot up over $1. And then they kind of found their new support around that $2 range. And then they had another huge pop. I believe that was in February, it looks like February. And then it kind of traded sideways. It kind of sold off, traded sideways for a while, but found, pretty much the same support level at $2. So that was a good sign that $2 is a pretty good level of support. Now it started to trade upwards on anticipation of the FDA approval. But, and as you can see a trend here because everyone's always waiting for it. People buy in anticipation. When they don't get it, when they want it, they start to sell it off. And so if you look here, this was the last kind of peak that they did have when they were thinking that they were going to get the FDA approval, and then they didn't receive it. So it sold off again, traded sideways, but found a new support level in the $3 range. Now we're kind of looking at a little bit of a downtrend. However, the volume is not that crazy. So if you look at the volume in comparison to recent volume, there's a big difference. However, it is a lot more selling volume lately, it seems like, than buying. But yeah, if you look at this today, you can see, let's see, this is the 5-day chart. So look at the 5-day chart. If you look at the 5-day chart, you can see that it is, it's been pretty choppy, up, down, up, down. Now this is why this is one that I like to swing trade weekly, because you can normally squeeze at least 20 cents out of it. So it's actually a pretty decent and easy swing trade to make. But yes, if you see right here, look at this heavy volume. That's a lot of volume compared to recently. However, it's only 3.8 million, which is not that much if you're considering the beginning of the year when it was, hundreds of millions of people trading this stock, or hundreds of millions of shares, I should say, trading this stock. So yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to see this one go. Because it's been so choppy. I think people are just so worried that they're not going to get the FDA approval anytime soon, and they don't want to hold their money in something that may tank. But I mean, personally, I have a long-term position of 1,800 shares left, that I'm holding, until they get that FDA approval, and maybe even beyond that, because I definitely still think that this company is worth a lot more, than what they're trading at right now. I kind of want to look at this, actually over the course of the last month or so. Let's take a look. And this is the gray area is actually extended hours trading. So that's like pre-market and aftermarket. So as you can see, it's just been kind of like a trend with their volume. I mean, look at the volume down here. You can see the only difference is this one had a lot of buying at the end of the day. However, I'm kind of worried, that worries me that there's going to be a sell-off next, because see here, you can see at the bottom, and I use some of these indicators sometimes, not really, not a whole lot, but sometimes they're helpful when it comes to looking at the bird's eye view of a stock. But again, this stock, I'm not sure, you know, it doesn't really matter to me what it does. It matters when I'm swing trading it. Right now, I'm not currently holding any shares to swing trade. I'd like to see it come down a little bit more before I do. If it comes down to the $3.70 range, I may buy another position, but I'm going to watch it very closely because look how choppy it's been. It's just been so choppy. But yeah, so here's the collaboration with university hospitals, accountable care organization, and they had a conference that they participated in. Now, if you want to know how to watch these conferences, all you need to do is go to their website right here. And what you're going to do is there's going to be an investors relations tab, and you're going to click on events and publications, and then you're going to click right here on whichever one it is. I apologize if this is too bright. I don't know how to fix that yet. And then you just put your information in and hit submit, and you're able to watch the conference. Now, in the conference, I did watch it. He did say that they were expecting their FDA approval in the next few months. And he basically said it could be any day now. I'm a little worried because I don't think that that's what the followers wanted to hear. However, even if there's a little bit of a selling off, I'm not going to sell my shares. So if Senseonics gets that FDA approval in the near future, the stock price will double. If they don't get that FDA approval in the near future, we may see some selling off, but I don't think it'll be a huge sell-off. Just because this is a good company, it's a solid company. It's not like one of these pump and dump companies that people are hyping up for no reason. So I definitely can see this carrying its own weight and ending up being well beyond what the share price is trading at right now. So yeah, keep it on your watch list, guys. We'll keep an eye out for that FDA approval. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. I got my fingers crossed, but that's pretty much all I have for you today, guys. If you're interested in trading and you haven't opened an account yet, there is some information in the description below for a Webull account where you can get some free stocks when you sign up and deposit your first $100. There's also some information on trading cryptocurrency and some of the platforms that I use for that. Also, if there's anything you want me to make a video on in the future, please leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions or if there's a stock ticker you want me to take a look at, I would be happy to do so. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my new videos. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram because that is where I will post some of these stock tickers before they start to take off. Okay. And that is Trading with Denise, just like my YouTube account. Okay. So anyways, you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next video. Happy trading.